have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse just released. It's a movie that's a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. When I saw the original, here's what I thought of it.
I just loved it. I don't know if that was clear. I had to come back for a second and tell you, it was awesome. I literally would go see that again tomorrow.
Me too.
5 years later, we all got a burning question about this sequel.
Can't stop me now!
Is the sequel so mind-blowing that you would see it again the second day? Let's talk about it. Yes. This is some artwork I made in middle school that'll help explain this. So that's like an explosion. It was a movie. You drew each picture of the movie and would scroll through. That's like the bad guys fighting. And the whole thing, you can see the quality of the art. This is my artwork now. See how detailed it is? So when I saw the first Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, I was like, oh my God, the art is amazing. It's unbelievable. Then I saw the second one. And all the art in the first one, in comparison, started to look like a middle school project. That's how good, that's how amazing they took it and ran in the sequel. So it's the next day. I'm editing the video you're watching right now, and I come across an article related to the visuals that is even more mind-blowing than I already thought. I wanted to share this. Spider-Verse filmmakers were so wowed by a 14-year-old's Lego trailer remake, they hired him. A 14-year-old, Preston Mpjica, recreated the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse using Legos. And the producers saw it and were like, we should hire this guy. Once they reached out to hire this guy, they find out he's 14, and they're like, is this a prank? And then the parents were like, is this a prank? Because no one could believe it was really happening. And I just think it's amazing, right, that a 14-year-old is in a multi-million-dollar movie, and it's probably around the same time I made this. The final thing you'll love about the visuals is the distinct style they gave each of the Spider-Man dimensions. My favorite example of this is the watercolor palette they used in Gwen Stacy's dimension. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. We talked about the artwork. Great book, by the way. Let's talk about the writing. So this movie was written by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I'm big fans of their work. They wrote this Spider-Verse, they wrote the original Spider-Verse, they wrote the Lego movie. And what I loved about the writing in the sequel here is something I don't think you're gonna hear a lot of reviews saying. They shied away from that trope of, here's a supervillain you have to defeat in order for this movie to end. They didn't do that. There were villains, and there were guys that they were opposition to Miles, but it all was written in a unique way that was very refreshing. So the writing was awesome. I also loved that they didn't simplify the story just because some of the audience was kids. Here's a perfect example of that happening. And listen, I'm not trying to knock the Super Mario movie. I guaranteed it was much better written than this dumpster fire. All I'm saying is if I have a choice between a simplified script and a detailed one, I'm going detailed every time. Spider-Verse was awesome. It nailed it in the writing department. As far as complaints go, my only real complaint, and I feel like it's a cheat saying this because I saw it on Moist Critical's video, but I felt the same thing. It's that I didn't know it was a cliffhanger going into the movie, and so when it ended, I was pissed. I was ripping my popcorn tub in half. People next to me were holding their kids back. I was angry. I just did not see it coming, which is a testament to the writing because it is the longest animated movie of all time. It's over 140 minutes, I think. And the fact that they were able to keep the story moving that fast and you wanting more and still having it be the longest animated movie ever, like that just goes to show you how awesome it is, right? Rotten Tomatoes gave Across the Spider-Verse a critic score of 96%, and the audience gave it a score of 95%. One reviewer even said that Across the Spider-Verse isn't just the best comic book film of 2023, it's one of the best films of any genre ever. So what's my take on it? Should you see it 2 days in a row? I am shocked that I'm about to say this. Everything about this sequel is truly remarkable. It's overwhelming how much it gets you with the visuals, constantly switching between styles, the twists and turns in the story. There's an amazing soundtrack, which I didn't cover. Character acting is great. And fun fact, Karan Soni, who voices India Spider-Man.
My name is Pravitra Prabhakar. I live in Mumbai. This is where the traffic is. This is also where the traffic is. There's traffic here too.
I did improv classes with him like a decade ago when we first moved to LA, and it's been fun to kind of watch him climb the ranks of being in A-list movies now. So props to him. But I can't believe there's a sequel like Across the Spider-Verse that outdoes an original movie in every single way. This is a precedent that I don't know that it's ever been met. And if you haven't seen this movie and you're a fan of animation or superheroes, you owe it to yourself, or just cinema in general. You owe it to yourself to check it out. And not only do I think you should see it twice, I think there's so much going on camera, and it's so overwhelming that you're going to feel that you have to see it twice just to be able to understand everything that's going on and appreciate what you just saw. So that's my review, and I hope this pushes some of you to check out the movie. And if there's other movies you'd like me to check out, let me know. I mean, I saw that trailer for the Ninja Turtles movie right before Spider-Verse started. Now, what do you think I thought of that trailer? Let me know.